Well, this almost sounds like a spoof story, and I had to check on it. It's a little bit better, but I think it's a legitimate story. It sounds a little too crazy to be true. Artist makes millions of dollars selling invisible art. It says, it looks like it was posted by Larry O'Connor. It says, no, the story didn't come from The Onion or anything like that. It was on CBS. And here's all the artists looking at the wall, and she's talking it up, man. I don't know, or whoever this is. I think it's she. She's talking it up. And a 27-year-old New York artist has invented something called invisible art. Yeah, she. She's making millions selling it to people who absolutely must have it. And it was a documentary team from the Canadian Broadcasting Radio Network traveled to Lana Newstrom's empty studio to learn more about her art that isn't there. So it wasn't CBS, it was Canadian CBC, excuse me. But anyway, he says this is what got me, and I'm like thinking, boy, this is kind of like a real sign of a decadent society in some areas. Anyway, I'm gonna comment a little more on this deal, man, because this is so crazy. The most amusing aspect of the story, I gotta read it verbatim because it's like it's too crazy. Well, then I have to put it down here. It says the story was not not published in the Onion, so it's one of them spoof stories or. It says, but the most amusing aspect of the story is the image of snobby art collectors walking through empty studios, studiously staring at blank walls with lighting properly illuminating nothingness on display. And then some of the art aficionados actually stop and soak in the lack of art that is not hanging on a blank wall and tilt their heads in deep, thoughtful way as if to project their profound understanding of the message sent by the brilliant young artist and her stunning ability to create anything. That's them looking at it. So, well, I got my other ideas about this deal, man. Because first off, if they could do that, and if you could talk people into buying a blank art, how could you ensure that? That'd be kind of funny too. Why not? Why not sell them like cars like this? Here, that's $100,000 work of art. It's got patina on it. It's its own unique rust. It's got a tree growing through where the windshield used to be. Hey, 10% off, $90,000. How about that? I mean, why not do that? Here's another example. We could do something like this. You could sell something like this. Why even restore them, right? Just sell them as is. I mean, if you could sell something that's not even on the wall, blank, why not sell rust for hundreds of thousands of dollars if you could sell paintings that aren't even on a wall for millions of dollars? Why not do that? So, I mean, I think this would be a good idea for the guy over here on Pete at Southwest Custom and Rod in the DIY Auto School. Instead of restoring cars, just get this, whoever the hell this is selling this stuff that's, artwork that's blank. Why even paint anything? Just sell the rust. Just sell the rust. I can't believe this deal, man. So anyway, that's what they're looking at. That's what they're buying for millions of dollars. They're studying it. Gee, that's great. Well, use your imagination, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, I guess this would be another way for Femin to get themselves out of hot water if they ever get in a protest and are doing their naked protest in front of the cops. Well, hey, I'm wearing a nice dress, Hey, look, you can't see it. It's imaginary. It's invisible. It's invisible. I can't believe that's a legitimate story. Now here I'm like, I guess it is though. I guess it is. I guess there's crazy people out there, not Femin, but in the art world that are actually, it's almost like, if I look at these women, I say, wow, there's artwork on her hair. She's got flowers in her hair and stuff. She's got artwork on her back. Putin, go to hell, right? She's got artwork in her hair, We could see the message. So anyway, I just can't believe this story, and I'm like thinking to myself, wow. Some people are getting mad about investments and different things, and you talk about smoke and mirrors, and what's going on in the financial world. Maybe that's what's going on in the financial world. You're looking at a bunch of electronic nothing, and you're saying, "Oh, ooh, ah, look what we got." Someday that might be what's going to be happening too. Sometimes we talk about real goods and gold and silver and things like that. Well, maybe that's exactly what's going on in the financial world. They're looking at a blank or looking at electrons, which is really what? Something that's invisible, more or less. Is it really something there, or is it supposed to be representing something that's physical? Well, in this case, if a number of people can actually buy millions of, I can't believe this story, but I guess it's legit. It was posted by Larry O'Connor, so if you want to look it up, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's too crazy that I just can't believe it. But I started thinking. I says, wow, we ought to just go back to, selling cars like this. If you got the right sales pitch, hey, you got the right buyer. There's only one like this. Only one that's just has that exact rust pattern. Hey, God, it must be worth, at least $100,000, and I'm sure it's going to appreciate. Just hang on to it for the next 20 years. So, there you go. There you go. Anyway, and unbelievable. Anyway, so it makes some of the crazy things go on in the world seem sane by comparison. So, I'm just totally blown away by this story myself, and I'm like, I am not getting fooled by this story, but I think it is a legit story. They're saying it's not a spoof, but if that's the case, it goes to show you that, we live in a world of smoke and mirrors in some cases, and maybe a lot of the people on the top don't really know what the hell's going on. The people that are protesting against the people on the top, like Femin, realize what's going on with the religious charade, the political charades, and the economic charade. So, anyway, more power to them. So, it's a crazy story, and it shows you that the people on the top are probably just living in their own world.